Oh hey you guys, it's Scrooloose from Twinstick.com. Today I'm playing a little Darkest Dungeon. I picked this up on sale this weekend, this particular weekend. I don't know when you're going to be watching this. It may not be on sale on the weekend you're watching it, but at any rate. This is a pretty cool game. It's really obviously dark. It's very punishing, and this is actually the very opening scene here, right after the opening cutscene. This is where you start. You two party members, and this is where all the tutorial takes place. So we're just going to move forward, and I'll take you guys actually through the first quest and building a party, because you know teamwork makes the dream work. So we got to build a good party. And so hey, let's just move forward and see what happens.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path.
Such a cool narrative. I love this game.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright, so as I said, this is easy mode, essentially. This is the start. This is to teach you how to play. I've turned off the tutorials for the sake of just seeing the screen clear. But the game will tell you how to run.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption. Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Alright, so you see those little dark marks come up over their head. That's stress. You see the white bar below. They're getting stressed out the more they fight. And as that stress bar increases, they fall apart more. And if it gets filled up, they start taking, they pick up what the game calls quirks, which is essentially status effects. And they become permanent at a certain point. You can't fix them. So if they get too overstressed, they pick up things like, you know, fear of the unholy, or masochist, where they enjoy being hurt and they actually fight better with less health. It's really interesting. It's a lot of fun.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
But if they get far too overstressed, they can actually have a heart attack and die. And if they die, they're gone.
Push on to the task's end.
Let's see what's in his chest before we go. It's trapped. Alright, no biggie. So that's the end of the little tutorial opener. Kind of teaches you some mechanics. We're actually going to go through the first quest.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Alright, so we've got caretaker's goals, right? And the more of these you do, you know, the better the outcome. But chances are you're going to lose all your heroes. They just die. It happens all the time. It's like you can't stress over it. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. These are the effects. Okay, the quirks. These are positive. So if you're torchlight, now that's in battle, and I'll show it to you there. Once we're in battle, there's a like orange bar at the top of the screen. That's your torchlight, and as it decreases, it gets darker. That puts more stress on your characters, and so on. These are negative ones. So while you're in town for stress relief in between missions, you can drop these guys off for a week. It takes a whole week in the game to do whatever you're doing. Your party goes out for a week, they stay in for a week. During higher difficulty levels in the game, you actually have a certain amount of time and a certain amount of moves that you have to complete areas with before failing. This guy happens to be a kleptomaniac, and I believe actually that these two guys both have essentially, these are starting characters and they're scripted. I don't think they ever change aside from maybe colors. Like you can change outfits around to make them look neater, which is cool. I don't know. Anyway, so this guy, hard noggin, 15% stun resist, 2 speed, but he cannot gamble in town, right? And I don't have it unlocked right now, I don't think, right? Yeah. But if you go to the tavern, there are 3 options you can put players, your party members into, and when they sit there during your next quest out, they will recover some of the stress, so they don't go crazy, essentially.
And outlaws, fools and corpses, all will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
All right, so the stagecoach is where I can talk, is where you recruit people. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the network so I get more heroes at once. Now they come to me 3 at a time instead of these 2. And we're going to go ahead and bring both of these guys in here because it doesn't cost us anything. This is building a party. As I said earlier, teamwork makes the dream work. Graveyard. And memories. The memories are pretty neat. They just show you sort of...
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
So these will show you the cutscenes. Man, I can talk and remember things. Okay, so we're gonna build the party properly. I think what I need to do, let's see what her abilities are. You can see these dots up here. So she has a melee ability, and you can see that she can use that melee ability if she's in the first or second slot. This is, I'm going counting from the inside out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so she can use this ability if she's in 1 place or 2 place. Whereas Judgment she can use when she's actually in her preferred position, which is one of the 2 further back positions, and so on. And her preferred targets are the 2 forward. That doesn't mean it has to be that way. You can see the Dazzling Light is available 3 positions back. But the camping skills, I actually haven't camped yet. I'm still pretty new to this game, but it's a pretty cool thing. Camping, apparently, during larger dungeons, will allow you to recover stress and heal up characters and this and that. And, of course, your normal stat sheet and stuff. And as you go along, you'll be able to upgrade characters if they survive long enough, and that's cool. So, I'm going to leave her there because she has a healing ability, which is what I want to use, and this is just a default movement. You can actually move characters around, as you saw earlier in party formation. Yeah, this is going to work, I think, pretty well. I don't have much choice right now. So what we're going to do is hit embark.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Alright, so we're in the ruins. That's our first one. And I'm just going to go through this quest. It's a fairly short one, and then I'm going to end the video. You'll get the idea. It gets much harder further on because you're immediately building up further characters, and other characters need to be left behind to recover stress. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. It becomes a lot of tactical thinking. Okay, so we have our party built. Let's go ahead and provision the party and make sure we can survive.
Measured now in gold, later in blood.
Take a few of those. We'll make sure we take at least one shovel and at least 2 bandages. And I believe... I don't really think I'm going to need much else on the first quest. So we're going to go ahead and hit embark. These items, by the way, in the inventory, so you can, if you make a mistake, you can sell them back. But if once you complete a quest, this inventory will reset. Things that you keep in this inventory are not carried over. So you will have to reprovision every time, and that's where your money sink comes in. So I have 4,800 gold left. And your gold comes from finding items, which are automatically sold. And yeah, then you reprovision the party every time. Again, tactical thinking. So let's start. Okay, so up here at the top of the screen, there's the torch. The lighter it is, obviously you can see further. And the darker it is, the harder the harder it is to see, and the harder things become to do, the more stress it puts on characters, but the rewards are much greater. Alright, so we're just going to move a little bit forward. We'll pick a room to go to. No scouting ahead, so I don't know if this is trapped or not. Sometimes there'll be traps in the floor. You just walk over them and cause random damage. Here's a torch. Good.
Treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
And you can see they're all building stress already, just being here.
Executed with impunity.
I love the narrator.
The fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Alright, so that's combat in a nutshell, just like it was before. Let's see what we got here.
Finding the stone
Yeah,
is
all
only
right.
the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Charms are good. 20% disease resistance. That sounds like something that should go to the plague doctor. It's -2 dodge, but he's going to be in the back, so it's fine, probably. Alright, and that's the end of this room. Just going to pick another one and move forward. And that's basically, that's movement in the game. Now, it becomes tactical later, because you'll eventually be able to sort of scout ahead.
Even the cold stone seems
And that will tell you if there's traps or items or whatever on the ground. And I'll come to that in a moment, hopefully. Rubble. So this is why you want a shovel, because if you try to do this without the proper tools, it hurts your characters. It takes hit points away. So it's small amounts usually, but the shovel gets it by freely. And you want to conserve health and stress as much as possible. And you can see my torchlight is running low. So we're getting a plus to stress. But we also get a higher plus to scouting and more surprised monsters. But we are surprised this time, and our party order is all screwed up. Let's move him here.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay, so I'm going to have to move him forward. You can only move one pace at a time.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Alright, this is a better round. Let's go ahead and blast this dude. I don't have one, do I? Okay, so about the best thing I can do with this guy right now. The corpses here are actually obstacles. Okay, so you can't fight through them. Given enough time, they'll actually leave on their own, but you can attack them to destroy them and move things forward to grant you access.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
So far, we're doing pretty good. Okay, I think let's go to the right. I think that's what I want. Okay, so he's a kleptomaniac. What that means is there's a curio here on the ground. That's what the game calls it. See here on the map. If you have a character that doesn't just steal items, you'll actually get those items and put them in your inventory. But this guy, since he found a curio, I'll show you too.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Alright, well that's cool actually. So we got it that time. I don't must be... Yeah. Plutomania. Okay, so this must trump kleptomania. Because normally this guy will see those items and just take them for himself and they won't show up in your inventory. Basically it just deletes the items. You don't get them. Which is crappy. But unfortunately, it's hard to get rid of this Crusader because he's a pretty strong attack character. Eventually you can unlock the Abbey, and during stress relief times you can actually take those characters and put them, or excuse me, not the Abbey, the Sanitarium, and that will actually cure those negative afflictions, so you can actually reform him from being a kleptomaniac. But it costs a lot of money. It's almost better just to retire the character. At least I've found that in my small experience. Ooh.
Injury. Palpable fear.
That was a big hit. So that also puts a lot of stress on him. And others, because they saw him get hurt.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, so you see the white bubble come up over his head. That means he regained
Triumphant pride
some
precipitates a dizzy
of that stress that he lost. Basically a little morale boost because he did good. And let's see, I think if this is a holy shrine, I may have to actually have him up front to be able to use it. Oh, cool. Oftentimes that will heal characters. And again, we're going to pick another room. Very simple play style. I'm going to go ahead and light another torch. I got plenty of them left. Oh, there's a trap. Didn't hurt him very bad, though. I think I'll go ahead and have him eat some food. And him or her, I can't tell. Plague doctors are male or female. I want to save at least 4, because if the party gets hungry, if you're in a dungeon long enough, the party will get hungry. And if you don't have enough food to feed everyone, nobody eats, and then they all lose health. In pretty large amounts, actually. Yeah, let's go here first. Another trap.
ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Alright, so I think we should be pretty good to go. Oh yeah.
Another one falls. These nightmarish creatures can be fed.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good.
and beaten.
Go ahead and give him that one. Awesome. Okay, so you can see now we're getting better loot and better critical strikes, but everything else, everything else is negative. So I'm gonna go ahead and light one more. And we're gonna travel back. Let's see if he... Yeah, cool, I get him. Oh, yeah.
Loot are often low on supplies.
That was a good find. Okay, so we're hungry. We have 4 food, luckily. So we don't lose a bunch of health. Alright, I'm not done. I want to continue. I'm not really sure what triggers scouting, honestly. Maybe it's level based. I don't know.
Devastating blow.
She's getting pretty stressed. Alright, so now I have 3 corpses in the way, which is an issue. There we go.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Okay, and that was it. We completed the whole map minus this one hallway, and that's just not worth it to me. So what we're going to do is back to town. And I'll perform a couple of actions, and I'm just going to go ahead and end the video. You guys get the idea. That was actually a really easy run. Beyond that, it becomes like much harder. The curve is almost vertical, actually, from the start. You get a nice gentle slope, and then suddenly it's double black diamonds. And it looks like everybody gets a positive effect here. That's nice. At least I think that's how it works. I think it flashes yellow like that when it's positive and red when it's negative, but we'll see. Oh, she gets 2. Cool.
All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
Alright, so now I've got the tavern in the Abbey. And I can put some folks in here to cool off a little bit.
Cards and curtain
So I think I'm going to do that with her.
to the weary and broken alike.
Alright, so she won't pray, but I can throw her in the bar. Yeah, that sucks. 20% stress in the Warrens. Let's go ahead, I think. Let's see what we've got at the stagecoach. If I have a new tank. Houndmaster. Hellion. Well, we're going to record them all anyway.
A man and his faithful beast. A bond forged by battle and bloodshed.
Oh, this guy's got a pet. That's cool. He's a pretty versatile character, actually. I like that guy. Also cool. Hellion. Oh, look at this. Okay, that's cool. So that means then I have a tank, essentially. She can be a tank, the Hellion. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take...
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight.
Reyna will only pray. So he can't relieve stress this round because the damn caretaker's in the way. So he's a part of the next party regardless. Dismas cannot gamble. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave him in here. And I will take Hotot and put him up here. And we'll set up a new party. Paris and perhaps Griffin as well. I'll provision the party, and then I will end the video. Alright guys, I've been Scrooloose with TwinStick.com. Thank you very much for watching this little Darkest Dungeon video. I know it's not probably the perfect representation of what actually happens. This next mission is actually much more difficult, but you know, you get the idea. It's a really cool kind of punishing act, and you know, it's awfully fun to think tactically and make things happen, especially knowing that every decision you make is permanent and absolute. So if you're into that kind of thing, guys, pick this up. It's on sale, like I said, currently this weekend. If it's not February the what is it today, the 11th? If it is not currently February 11th, 2017, then maybe it's not on sale. But you know what? Check it out anyway. I recommend it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great one.